Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Just letting you know that our audio had issues for the first half of this episode, and it does resolve in the second half. We apologize for any inconvenience, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to the Knights of Gab-A-Lot. I am Sir Benjamin,
I am Sir Nick.
and we are here to gab your ears off over all things storytelling. And this episode is Fallout Season 2, Episode 5.
The Wrangler.
So we've decided to change things up a little bit with how we do this. We're going to give you a little brief run through of what the episode it curtails and then go into our thoughts. And hopefully that is a bit more succinct and you can follow along better.
Okay, the summary for this episode. Lucy and the Ghoul make it to Las Vegas after getting mauled by Deathclaws and scraping through fake Freeside. Lucy's still fighting her addiction and ends up stealing some Addictol because prices are insane. She kills a guy, detoxes, and basically hits rock bottom while trying to survive. Meanwhile, the Ghoul's been carrying out his plan. He wants to find his own family, so he makes a deal with Lucy's father, Hank. He brings Lucy to Hank so that the Ghoul can trade her for the safety of his wife and daughter. And then he actually tranks her. Lucy wakes up in a hotel room, swings back with a power fist, knocks out the Ghoul out the window, which was an awesome scene. And then the sedative knocks her out. On the other side of the story, we got Norm and the Vault 31 crew digging into Vault-Tec's old headquarters in Vegas. They find files about something called the Forced Evolutionary Virus. Intriguing stuff. And then Norm gets ambushed before they can get very far. There's also flashbacks. Cooper Howard meets the real Robert House. I liked this scene. And House basically muddies the waters about who is really responsible for the bombs and what the big plan was.
Right off the bat, I'm gonna say I really dug a few things kind of getting the rug being pulled out from under me in regards of what was expecting. Like I did not expect it to turn out that House or that there was just another player in the game. I thought the writing was just gonna go with Vault-Tec is the big bad, the big bad who caused the war and everything. But all those little tidbits being dropped that it's somebody else. I have my thoughts. I'll let you, do your thing, but I have my thoughts as to who they might be setting up.
Honestly, I don't have thoughts as to who it might be. You go for it.
Okay, I think they're going with the Enclave. Okay, either they're gonna do completely a faction that has never like a completely new faction that has never shown up in lore, or it's gonna be the Enclave is my prediction.
Interesting. Why the Enclave?
Well, I don't know. It just seems like they've because we first see there's that bit of some dropping hints of the Enclave in the first season, and they have always had their noses being all shadowy and everything. And in the old world, now lore is kind of back and forth on it exactly as to how much, but they were essentially either they were running the US government or they were a shadow group within the US government that the president may or may not have been linked with. And just some of the setups and everything. I don't know. I think it could be the Enclave.
I honestly think that it's a red herring. Now that I think about it, and it is going to be Rob Coe.
Or just the coalition of Grobco, Vault-Tec, and some of the other guys all together?
Yeah, either that or House did a really good speech. That was a lie.
That is also
That is,
possible.
I liked the opening scene. Obviously, the end of the last episode, we had Lucy and the Ghoul right outside of House's penthouse, the Lucky 38. And what comes out of the Lucky 38 but a Deathclaw? As though I weren't excited enough, then there's a second Deathclaw. My notes say opening scene, one Deathclaw, two Deathclaw, plus Deathclaw. And then and I like to see something that the Ghoul is scared of.
Mhm.
Then Lucy asks him. I loved this little detail because unless you're super late into the game itself, a rocket launcher is basically what you want. And she says, "Do we have any weapons that can handle it? I don't know. Do you have a rocket launcher in there? Nope. Then we run." Like, yep, accurate.
I also liked how she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna," because she's all hopped up on drugs and everything. She's just like, at first when they first heard the Deathclaw at the end of the previous episode, she's like, "We can take it, we can take it," and then it comes to, and she's just like, "Oh," and so
Yeah.
and then now in this part of the episode, she's like, I'm gonna defer to you on what to do here," and then he's like, Let's just run."
Yeah, it's good too to finally see something that the ghoul is afraid of,
Hmm.
because the ghoul, you know, he's been shot, he's been stabbed, he's been hit by scorpions. What can he die from?
Hmm.
Um, it might even be that the death claws can't actually kill him. Maybe they can. I'm sure that they can, but they sure would tear him a new one. Um, I'm not actually entirely clear what is up entirely with the ghoul, because in the video game, no ghoul is able to withstand the amount of abuse that this ghoul
Hmm.
takes. None at all whatsoever.
I mean, they have kind of changed a few things with ghouls. I mean, even with in the first season when shoot, what's the other guy that Maximus, what's his former buddy's name? I forgot his name. When he first gets shot with an arrow and it doesn't kill him in the neck, and they're like, "Oh, you're a ghoul." Pardon me?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus, yeah, and he pulls it out and it just heals right away. That was also evident. Was like, oh yeah, they're changing a few things with the ghouls. I mean, it would have made sense that it healed if there was a source of radiation nearby, because if I remember correctly, radiation helps ghouls recharge and regenerate and all that stuff. Um, so it's
Yeah.
like that's a little nitpick thing, but yeah, but yes, he does take a beating and keeps coming back.
He takes a beating in this one too, but we'll get to that.
Hmm.
Man, those Deathclaw look so good.
They
I got
did.
nothing except just they look so freaking good.
They looked so good, man. I know we keep on
I mean,
saying it, but the practical effects and the props and everything in this show looks so good, and it's incredibly refreshing to see that in a show nowadays. When I mean, it's kind of jumping ahead in some of the scenes, but when you first, like, when you see Vegas in the past, and then when Cooper goes upstairs to meet with House, and you see that kind of view of Vegas behind House and everything, just
I know.
like I know it's not like it has familiarity. Like, yes, there's difference. It's not the same as what it looks like after it's destroyed, but still, just the fact that like, oh, this is the Vegas of this time, and just
Yeah.
it gets you. It just
But
looks
I love
great.
the feeling when, I guess that's jumping ahead a bit,
Hmm.
but like, oh no, it's actually just a couple scenes later anyway, when Cooper goes up to meet with House. I could go on and say Dr. House. This is a different show, Mr. House, and just walking into the penthouse suite,
Hmm.
just playing the game. I've done it a few different ways. I've gone in there, killed House, killed all the robots and everything. I've gone in there and was like, yes, Mr. House, what do you want me to do? Just all the different things, and I love it. One scene that did crack me up with the ghoul, it's right before Cooper meets with Mr. House.
Hmm. In the
Um,
past.
yeah, where he goes to the bar. It's just this funny little scene where it's the next morning, and Moosey says, "All right, well, what do we do next?" And he says, "I'm gonna get effed up." So he goes to the bar, and he's just sitting there and leave the drink. Oh, okay, and the bartender won't stop talking to him, and he's just got this look on his face, and it's the same look that I get on my face, and that example because I love my kids, but you just need that moment. And he just looks at him, stop talking. Yeah, the guy just walks off him. It's just great. I got nothing else to add to that. I like that. Right from that scene, it goes straight to the flashback of Cooper talking with
Moldaver.
what's her the
Molda
woman
Yeah, Moldaver.
Moldaver.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that they're setting up a possibility that the one who kills House might be the Ghoul.
Mm,
You know, how
right.
that's gonna happen, I don't know, but I like that because obviously you wonder when you play the game. I mean, maybe there is some lore that I've missed.
Yeah.
I don't read every terminal, but you wonder how the heck did he get himself into that?
One of the lines is, speaking of that scene with Moldaver, one of the lines that at first it kind of bugged me because of, you know, but then I thought like, oh no, it makes sense for her character because she's, wanting him to, kill Mr. House. And and she's like, oh, whatever, you've killed before, kind of thing. You're a soldier. Um, oh, no, right, no. She said like you've killed before, and he's like, yeah, when I like in uniform or as a soldier or whatever, and she basically saying that it's the same thing. You were just in a costume, kind of thing, and whatnot. And there was that part of me. It's like, stop pooing on the military. And then I thought, oh wait, no, this totally makes sense for her character. Never mind, this is good writing.
It irks me when women call it a costume. No, it's a uniform. A uniform. It annoys me. It's like when people refer to priests, so they say, "Oh, they wear a dress." It's not a dress; it's a robe.
Hmm. But it made sense for her character. I had to because it.
And for her character, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't like her character, so I'm okay because it just makes me not like her more. Yeah. I also liked in this scene, Hank shows up talking with Cooper as well,
Hmm.
and the de-aging effects that they used on him were substantially better than from season one.
Yes,
Or when season one came out, it was about as off-putting. I've asked you this a bazillion times. Have you seen Alien Romulus?
I finally did. Yes.
So you know that scene where they meet the Ash look-like robot?
Hmm. Hmm.
Just that feeling you have when you just go, does this look wrong?
Yeah.
That's how I. So they've done a better job, I think. De-aging's a weird one. Hey, if you don't do it right,
Hmm.
that looks so bad.
I'm kind of the thought, like, depending on how it is. I mean, I like the concept of de-aging as a tool. But I do think that we should get back to doing a bit of like, hey, having depending on time gaps or whatnot, having a younger actor playing a character and being okay with seeing and reminding ourselves like, hey, this is a character. The face of the like recast, like, yes, you recast them and they might look a little different, but this is a person playing a character. The actor is not the character. And so yeah, that's
My guess is it's cheaper now to use the special effects than it is to pay for another actor. Because now you're not just paying for another actor's time, you're paying
mm,
for their food, their makeup, you're paying for everything.
right.
So it could be that as well. But I hear what you're saying. I do like it when they do that, because it can be very off-putting.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I would have just not had the Ash lookalike robot in there at all.
Hmm.
Was not necessary. Added nothing to the movie at
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
and it just was kind of weird. So you remember how there were two different faces for House,
Yep.
two different
Yep.
actors?
Yeah.
I was so glad they finally cleared this up because this was throwing me off. Because
Hmm.
in season one, they had that one actor.
Hmm.
Season two, clearly a different actor. So I thought, oh, okay, they got a new actor. But then in this season, with the new actor, they then have House going onto TV to advertise, and they're using the other guy. I was like, what is happening? And
Yeah.
then you realize, oh, it's a body double.
I liked the how the flashback scenes were tied in, like how the first flashback scene happened when when the ghoul is sitting in the bar at the atomic wrangler, and he's looking at his reflection, and then the flashback begins, and how there's a lot of parts of the flashbacks cut back and forth between what he's doing at the bar there. almost as if he's remembering like there's certain things that are triggering in his memory, these events and the things that brought him to this point and everything.
The next scene I don't know if you have one in between it. We have the montage of the crazy snake oil salesman.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
That was humorous. I can't remember the name of the song, but he's going down the road towards Vegas, gets attacked by a Radroach, and he's like, they stab it or beat it. I can't remember.
I think he
But it's just
stabbed it.
guts just hitting his face. And so he makes it to New Vegas, and and then it jumps to this scene where he's having a date with a Robco robot, which is kind of malfunctioning, which works because he's obviously malfunctioning as a human being, and we have a malfunctioning robot. And then Hank shows up behind him. He has his line is, "Oh, a looky loo, eh? Go watch from behind the shrubberies like a normal pervert, eh?" It just gets whacked in the head. Oh, because at this point it's transitioning, I guess. So that little tower of solitude that
Mhm.
Hank has, so he brings him back. But kind of the transition shot, the cryosleep chambers,
Mhm. Mhm.
confirmation that Cooper slash the Ghoul's wife and daughter are in fact still frozen and still alive. That's good. That's gonna make some nice drama down the road.
Yeah.
I highly doubt things are gonna be like hunky dory.
The funny thing is when we first when we first see the snake oil salesman and he's fighting the Radroach, my first thought was like, he's fighting a Casador. He's so dead. Oh wait, that's a Radroach. Never mind.
The Casador are my least favorite enemy in New Vegas. I hate them worse than anything else. Those things can just die.
I've started using a machine gun on them, and it's actually become quite effective, one at a time. When you're fighting more than one, you're hooped. Like one at a time, if you can get things and time things right, you'll be okay, maybe okay. But yeah,
Yeah, especially if you can use the what's it called? Where you press F to
yeah,
target their bodies.
yeah. Go into vats. Yeah, yeah.
It works one at a time. The issue with that, like, because they move so fast. That's the ideal way to try to hit them without wasting too many bullets.
Mhm.
But that means if there's multiple of them, they can surround you so quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
And just run. Oh, and then it moves into that laboratory area that Hank has been experimenting
Mhm.
with the rats and the other people in Cryosleep. And I really like this scene. You know, he's got the mind control thing on
Mhm.
the snake oil salesman. He's
Yeah.
cranking it well he did before. And of course we know that the more he cranks it up, the more heads are gonna explode.
Mhm.
But snake oil is absolutely enjoying himself. And
Ooh. Oh. Ugh.
and I really liked the fake out that the camera did. The camera was doing a
Yes.
lot of lifting for this,
Mhm.
because the previous shots, the camera's like moving back, it's pulling back around the corner, so that way when the head explodes, all of the guts and brains hit the window area. But it pulls back, nothing. You go, oh, he succeeded.
There was part of me, like, when it was doing that thing of like, "This better be a fake out. This better be a fake out because if it explodes, I'm gonna be pissed." Not because I care about this character, but just because it would be annoying.
Well, it would be a waste of this character.
Yeah.
But why did we spend all this time, as entertaining as it was, getting to this point
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
Hank to learn how to make it work? And honestly, I don't think Hank learned how to make it work. I think it has more to do with the state of mind of the individual.
Mhm.
You have to be a little like in order for it to work.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? In the, just a quick little thing, when we first go back to see, Norm and the rest of the, interns, as I like to call them, when they go into the Vault-Tec building, and
Yeah.
and they're all looking around and whatnot, and there's that one elevator door all welded shut and everything, and you hear sounds behind it. My first thought was like, is there a centaur in there? Oh shoot, not a centaur. That's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah, no, this was a fun scene because we got that old lesbian couple, Barb and Ma June, and they have a roach farm. So there's this really entertaining back and forth where Barb she's eating something or she's sipping tea or whatever, and she's speaking with I don't know the name of the young lady that Norm got out of the cryosleep thing. She says, "What's in there?" Roaches. How big are they? Not big enough to market yet, but they'll get there. Of course, from there, Ma June is telling Norm about, his sister. Says, she's definitely dead. No, she's not dead. Okay, sure. It's the sibling thing. I just know.
Yeah. I mean, we could get more into it later, but I like what they're doing with Norm. And his character's growing on me. Like the beginning of in the first season, I was just kind of like, he's okay. But the more I see of him, I like his character. I like the journey he's going on, the growth he's getting. I like it.
I do too, very much so. He's grown on me a lot. He's this kind of just dry, dry intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I like him
Yeah.
quite a bit. So the next scene we roll into one of the most relatable aspects of Fallout, which is going into a store and stealing things. Now the funny thing is that the store owner is actually in pieces in the waste bin near the door,
Mm-hmm.
and the person who is purporting to be the store owner can best be described as room temperature IQ. And he, well, clearly not a good guy. This is the first time I think that Lucy has had her first, not sober. Is she sober right now?
She hasn't she hasn't taken the
The Dictol is after.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she guns his ass down. One shot. She's like, if you pull that gun out, I'm gonna have to maim you. And she shoots him like straight through the heart. I'm like, it's a good shot. I mean, self-defense. And she feels really guilty about it. Like, I guess, I wouldn't feel guilty about it. Not self-defense. I feel guilty about stealing. I would feel more guilty about the stealing than I would about self-defense. That's just me.
Though I think it was hinted because after she shoots him, some lady or whatnot comes in that seems to know him. So I was like, wait a minute, was he actually the proprietor? And she suspected
No,
that.
she didn't know him.
I thought she did.
No, she just walked in. She looks at Lucy and says, "Who are you?" Just curious.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
And then
okay.
Lucy says, "I don't know."
I like that answer though.
Yeah.
Like when
I
she's
thought it
like,
was
I
good.
don't know. It's just like, wow, like who am I? What have I done? This is not, the person I was raised to be, and now I'm just shooting people randomly and everything. That,
Doing drugs.
yep.
So many drugs. It should be noted, oh, I shouldn't cover my mic. One of the things that she steals is a power fist.
Mm-hmm.
That's important for later.
I think that was her prep for the Deathclaws.
Yeah. Which, have you ever gone after a Deathclaw with a power fist?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I tend to run away from Deathclaws, so I don't have the guts to hunt them with melee or punching weapons. I'm not that hardcore. Not like those guys who hunt bears with spears or blowguns. And I'm serious. I've seen a guy a video in a hide with a blowgun hunting bear. What?
What are they shooting the blowgun?
I won't go get into it, but it was an interesting.
Okay.
It was a special dart specifically designed for taking down bear. It's really interesting. But
As a quick aside, one good way of taking down
Deathclaws.
thank you. Wow, brain farted. It's the anti-armor sniper rifle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you have all of your stats into like agility and shooting, and you have like perks and stuff like that, oof, it's chef's kiss. You know that like there's a Deathclaw Canyon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just go in there with a bunch of anti-armor bullets. You'll be fine. So yeah, she stole the Power Fist and left. And then this is where we get back into the kind of the climax of Cooper and House's conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is where House starts to muddy the waters as far as who is planning on using the because House seems like he doesn't know who is
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. And that he is not on board with the whole nuking the world and remaking it kind of thing. And to kind of making it sound like that Cooper's wife, because he even has like a, because he does talks about his, you know, his being able to predict things mathematically and everything. And Cooper starts asking, well, essentially saying like, well, what about this person? What about that person? And he's like, you know, his, what, you know, my wife. It's like, I don't know. She is an enigma. I basically hinting that he's not sure if that was her idea to do the nuking of the world or if there's somebody else pulling the strings and influencing her or whatnot.
It was an interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The one nitpick I had about the conversation, so at one point Cooper gets overwhelmed and books it.
Yeah.
And the minute that he gets into the elevator, he is just pouring whiskey down his throat. But as he's moving away, House is yelling after him, almost like a madman. Not
Mm-hmm.
quite. And that felt really out of character. That stood out to me as not something, it didn't feel like something the House would do. Yelling,
Yeah.
losing, not necessarily losing his control, but just,
He's losing his composure. That's the word we're looking for, right?
I think so.
Okay.
And it didn't seem like the place for him to lose composure.
No. No, I would
Everyone's
agree on
going to
that.
lose composure at some point. It just felt like a really weird place for his character to lose composure.
I think, well, Cooper did accuse him of being crazy. And so I think that
Mhm.
I think the writers were probably wanting to show that that has struck a nerve with House. I don't think it was the right call.
I would have much prefer if that is what Cooper was doing, that it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would have made House appear much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Because when someone starts yelling like that, you know, the your impression of that person is not, oh, they're in control of themselves. You know, they do. I will go and do likewise. House is up to this point been not that person. It
Mm-hmm.
felt weird. I'm probably making more of it than I need to. I didn't like that one moment. It it after all the build up from the different scenes throughout this episode, it just didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's all I have to add to that. It's like it's a nitpick. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't crush it. It doesn't destroy it like the Brotherhood of Steel got destroyed for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, by the way, one of the things I enjoyed about this episode, no Brotherhood of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
You know how
Yeah.
sad that made me when I realized that? That made me sad. I like the Brotherhood of Steel in like the video games,
Mm-hmm.
but in the show, their absence making an episode better. Ouch, that says something.
I am disappointed with how they've handled the Brotherhood. Speaking of, well, before I just wanted to say one thought before I move into my other one. The whole when House is talking about his predictions and everything, and he's predicting that the bombs will drop in 2065, which I was like, okay, this better be a wrong prediction because the war happened in 2077.
Is that when the war started or when the bombs dropped?
Well, technically, the war, if I remember correctly, how the timeline is supposed to be is there's the resource wars kind of thing, the annexation of Canada and everything, and then you've got the skirmishes and the fighting happening with China in Alaska, and I think the Great War is supposed to happen like pretty much on the tail of like basically the Alaska conflict ends, and then within a couple months the bombs drop and everything goes to shite. And if I remember correctly, that's 20. Yeah, it's 20 in, I think it was October 2077.
I think
So
you're right.
so for House to say 2065, I'm like, okay, this better be different, but also going in my head, I'm like, that I think they are going to go with that, because 2077 versus 2065, that's what, a 12-year, yeah, that's about 12 a 12-year gap, isn't it? Oh,
Hmm.
or am I
And actually,
mathing wrong?
what year do the flashbacks take place in?
I'm not sure. I'm just going by also because I know this is a simple thing, but I'm also going by at the very beginning of the first season, we see his daughter and him at a birthday party, basically right when the bombs drop and everything, and she's quite young. So
Yeah,
it's just those little things. I mean, I you know me, when it comes to dates and
I do.
inconsistencies, it's like you better get your dates right in timeline stuff, otherwise I pick this, not the I pick that. Yeah, I mean, if they decide to like, hey, this is a retcon and we're kind of doing our own thing and kind of playing loosely, if they admit that, I'm like, I'm totally cool with that. But from what I understand, they are saying that the production heads have said that the show is canon and supposed to link in as canon.
Yep. Yes.
So those, it's like when you do that, I have certain expectations, but
I agree.
Anywho,
It could be too that House is making an incorrect.
yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm fine with him doing an incorrect thing. I'm just saying that.
Oh, what I'm saying is like his character is incorrect. Maybe it will be 2077, but his character is making a guess that is 12 years off.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. I just feel it just feels inconsistent to see his young daughter here,
True.
and we're supposed to believe that she's going to be somewhere around this young when the bombs drop, when it's like that's 12, that's according to the way they're setting things up, that's 12, almost 12 years, a little over 12 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be a teenager, not a little girl anymore. But
well, she would be a young lady at that point.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, well, I think this is probably just a flub up, or we will see at the end of the show.
We will find out. We will find out. Yes, yes, we shall.
Hopping back to that one thought I was having about the Brotherhood of Steel and everything. Yeah, I regret how they've kind of done them dirty, especially now that they've introduced the, at least now name dropped, the forced evolutionary virus. If I remember correct, I can't remember. I'm not sure if it was if FEV was used in the facility, but the origins of the Brotherhood of Steel. Do you know much about the origins kind of thing, like where it kind of started?
A little bit, not terribly.
Okay. Long story short, it's a unit tasked with being security for a research place. They find out what is being done in this research facility. The experiments being conducted on human beings. The soldiers are like, "What the like WTF?" They basically they stop the scientists, kill a bunch of them. Then they find out that they thought, okay, these scientists were on their own. Then they find out this was all sanctioned by the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decide, like, well, we can't trust our government to protect the citizens, and so they then formed their Order of the Brotherhood of Steel. And this was like just before the bombs dropped and everything.
Gotcha.
There's a whole other big thing, but that's like the gist of it. So when the forced evolutionary virus is shown up, like when Norm with the group, he's trying to figure out what was the next plan. He's talking with intern girl. I'll just call her intern girl because she was a new hire. I
Yep.
still okay. I like her character. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It's not making sense. I remember you explained it last week, and
yeah,
I agree. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but so I like her character, and I like how she drops that, like, hey, there was some weird things going around at Vault-Tec. Even when I was hired, I noticed, but I don't know what was going on. The rest of these people frozen in here are kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with how they how they're so really obsessed about this whole New World Order thing. By the way, I don't believe that for a second that you know what's going on here. So don't let them know that you killed their leader dude or whatnot in the vault. But yeah, when he starts going into the computer bank and finds out about starts finding about the FEV virus, it's like, ooh, where are we going with this? This is gonna get interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's going to get really interesting. It feels like there's a lot of converging plot lines that are coming in, and a lot of really interesting plot lines as well. I'm excited for where it's going to go. I'm fairly certain that it's season 3 has already been confirmed.
Wow.
So I guess we get to the final scene where Lucy finds out that the ghoul has brought her, or is going to be bringing her back home, because Snake Oil Guy has come to meet the ghoul on behalf of Hank, telling the ghoul, you take my daughter back home, and I will not kill your daughter and wife. So the ghoul does exactly what you'd expect him to do. I cannot blame him. I would do the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With a heavy heart, without hesitation. Oh, I guess right before that scene, actually, there's just this really funny scene where Lucy's walking down the street towards the hotel. I'm just backing up a little bit for those listening. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. And right in the middle of the street, she takes the Addictol to get rid of it, and she vomits so much green. It's just a stream. You know, some people kind of see her, but this is clearly not the first time they've witnessed it. So she goes straight from that to the hotel, where then, the ghoul tells her that he's made a deal with Hank to take Lucy back home.
And I love when she first comes into there and she's like, oh, and
window.
Yeah, she just runs over and just pukes, and you can hear someone yelling down below that she puked on.
Watch out! Oh my God! So yeah, she learns, yep, that's what he's going to do. And so he shoots her with the tranq. And he goes to look out the window. He's got a sad look on his face. She managed to muster up just enough courage and energy and strength to put on the power fist and punch him straight in the sternum. And he goes flying out the window. Good slow motion, falls on a pipe and gets impaled. And she just, I like Ella Parnell. I think she does such a great job. She looks out the window. She's pale. She looks like she's gonna throw up again. She goes, I thought we were friends. I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child. But it was it was a good scene. It was a good episode. Overall, I really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Like, without the Brotherhood of Steel plotline eating up time. So we've already talked about, like, just the fact that they flubbed them up, but it felt more focused.
It did.
This was probably the most focused episode that they had, and it was the stronger for it.
I was thinking about earlier of just like how much happened. Like it's funny with this episode. Like I'm not, if you want to say, in some ways in comparison to previous episodes or other shows, even not a lot happened in regards to just like huge action things. Like there was a lot of tension setting moments and slow burn things of
Yep.
like him walking in the bar and just that slow thing of he's drinking, he's looking in the mirror at himself, and then we go to flashbacks. And so if you want to like someone could argue, it's like, oh, it was kind of boring, nothing happens. Like this was just dripping with atmosphere, that's what you got.
I mean, a lot happened. If you're looking for body parts to be flying and
Mhm.
blood to be flowing, okay, yeah, then there's a misalignment of expectation
Yeah,
and what there
yeah.
is. Okay, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. If you want just the blood and guts, okay, great. But blood and guts don't tell a story. You can
Mhm.
write a story with blood and guts, but that's a whole other thing. No, but they're doing a very good job telling a story. And when the
Mhm.
violence happens, it is good.
Yes, yes, and
I
it
mean,
serves a point.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So overall, super happy with the episode. It was a lot of
Yes,
fun.
yeah, I greatly enjoyed it, and even the whole scenes like because this cuts back like just before was it, yeah, I think it was like just after she punches him out the window, then we get like a flashback to the past of after he had left house earlier and stuff. He went on like a drinking bender just trying to handle all the stuff that went
He
down.
got hammered.
Yeah, I mean, oh yes, I mean House. One thing I wanted to bring up, but had House basically saying like, hey, how I don't know if you've I don't think you're the great man you think you are. I don't think you're this, righteous cowboy. I think you're a killer. And that intercut, I know this is kind of jumping backwards in the episode, but like, that part intercut with some of the scenes of the ghoul in the bar and everything. And just that kind of thing, kind of laying the groundwork of the man that he becomes and everything, and then him trying to handle it by really going on a bender with the alcohol and whatnot, and just party, quote unquote, partying. He's not enjoying himself in this party, and then
He's
finally
not
ending.
partying. He's drowning out
Yes,
some
that's
pretty,
yes, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Um, but yeah, and then it ending with his wife finally getting him to the hotel room, and he turns to her and is like, we need to talk. And it's just like, oh boy, this is
it's gonna
gonna
get
be it's gonna be intense.
it's gonna get spicy real quick. I'm actually I'm genuinely interested to see what happens when he gets his wife and daughter out of cryo.
Mhm.
Because I have to imagine that between now and then, there is still a lot of backstory with the flashbacks to show how their relationship. I'm not sure it's fair to say that their relationship is degrading, but it's becoming more complicated,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is interesting because I think that it seems like Hollywood only knows how to write a marriage where it degrades.
Yes, unfortunately.
And with a situation like this, where his wife seems to be engaged in some really bad stuff,
Hmm.
um, it's not degrading the marriage in the sense that
Mm.
it's probably like bringing them apart in a sense, but there's a very clear love that he has for her and she for him.
Yes. Yes.
So obviously, at one point, we know that they separate. We don't know how,
Hmm.
but there's just the way that they're handling it is it's a whole lot better.
Yes.
Yeah, as a married man, I'm sure you can agree. I like it when marriages are portrayed in more ways than just, oh, we have complications, oh, we have differences, oh, now we're just going to separate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just I'm that doesn't represent marriages as a whole.
Hmm. Yeah.
Some I'm sure yes, some people out there, don't get mad at me. Yes, I'm sure some of you have really crappy marriages. Okay, no problem. I got it. I got it. I sympathize. But it's not
Yeah.
how it should be.
Yeah. And And like, not, and I agree not to make light of the rough aspects of marriage and
Oh
sometimes,
God.
dropping out and things not working out. But it would be nice if, Hollywood or just in media, you show that when you're wanting to create tension or drama between a husband and wife and do the whole family, have that part of storytelling. Can we do drama that is not like doing our relationship is on the rocks, the marriage, it's always the marriage is about to end kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like yes, that is always there can be always that fear and that tension, but there's so many other areas you can have drama, miscommunication, issues breaking down with that, different points of view, different ideals, different things that you find important, and
Mhm.
it can create tension. No, you don't have to make the high stakes of are they going to divorce? But you can do there's a high stake of, hey, are they going to work this out, or are they just going to be practically roommates? You know what I mean? And having walls up.
And not
Now,
that it's not important to tell stories that depict marriages like that. This
mhm.
got really deep really quickly.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
It's not that that isn't important, because that is an aspect of some people's marriages, and
Yep.
those are stories worth telling.
Hmm.
I think we are just, to be very clear, we're just saying it'd be nice if Hollywood knew how to portray marriages beyond just that.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I just know how easy people can misunderstand.
Yeah, yeah,
All it takes is just a teeny tiny bit.
yeah, or I can miscommunicate.
No, I don't think you were miscommunicating. I was just
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
trying to be super clear and all
Yeah,
that. So, yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
it's been a good show. It's been a good show. It's had its issues, but it's been good.
I like it when there's television that's worth watching.
Hmm.
It makes me so happy. There's
Yeah,
another TV show that I have been really enjoying. I'm very suspicious of the quality of any Christian made production.
yeah, agreed.
Um, I say that, of course, as a Christian. I started watching The Chosen finally, and holy balls, it is freaking good. It's really, really good.
I think I've seen like the first two episodes. I need to get back on it, but yes, I agree. It is
It's
very well
really,
done.
really good. Some of the costumes aren't great. Like the Roman costumes are,
Hmm.
they're garbage. But the acting is good. It's really good. Anyway, it's just another great show that I'm enjoying. So, how about you?
Time wise, I haven't had a whole lot of time to devote to
Yeah,
other stuff. It's been mostly just this with what's been occupying my time. My time hasn't allowed for me
that's
to be
fair.
watching much other shows at the moment.
That is fair.
Well, everyone, thank you very much for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time, you guys. Thanks for coming with us on this journey.
Thanks for bearing with our audio issues.
Yes, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ciao, man.
Thanks for tuning in. You can find more from Sir Nick by searching Great Tradition on YouTube. You can also find me there by searching Classy Chappy. If we name dropped anyone during the show, be sure to check them out and leave them a comment saying that Classy Chappy sent you. The intro music was by Kevin MacLeod, Incomtech.com, used under Creative Commons 4.0. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next time.